Hey guys, it's Christina. I am going to do a very large book haul. I had thought about this and I have gotten several um, different book orders in, and they equal quite a bit, but I had thought about making a haul and then I decided against it because there's just so many. There's so many that I wanted, so I just kind of went and got them all. But Kate sent me a text message earlier, Kate from Craft and Kate here on YouTube, and she said, "Hey, are you ever going to put up that book haul?" So I said, well, I almost did, but then I thought, no one's going to want to watch it. So she said, please, will you do it? So here is my book haul. They're in no particular order, really, kind of how I have them on my bookshelf. Last week, right after I made my first book haul, I went to Kmart because I had to get this book because a girl on YouTube named Talon Riddle, I think that's her name, recommended this to me. So I went out and got it, and I read through it in like a day and a half. I read it really fast. It is Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. It's not really set in the future. I think it's set in normal day. It's about fallen angels. It's about a girl named Nora, and she falls in love with a guy named Patch. And Patch is a fallen angel. It's really good, and it is part of a series. It's the Hush Hush series. So I read that, and I enjoyed it. This is the next book in the series. It is called Crescendo by Becca Fitzpatrick. I have not read this one yet, but I hear it is just as good as the first one, so I am excited to read that. I got another book in the Ugly series by Scott Westerfield. This is the specials. I think it is the third book. Pretty sure. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah. The third book. Okay. So it's the third book in the Ugly series. I haven't read any of these. I'm still waiting on the first one and the fourth one to come my way. I ordered them off of half.com, so I haven't got that package yet. And then I got this next series from my used bookstore in town. I love my used bookstore, and I take my read books that I don't want to keep anymore, and I take them there and trade them in, and they give me store credit so that I can get new books and I don't have to pay anything. So that's what I did here. I got The Iron King. This is a series by Julie Kagawa. It's called the Iron Fay Series, and it is about fairies. I don't know much about it other than it's about fairies, and it's better than people thought it would be, so I've heard really good reviews. Yeah. This is the first one. It's called The Iron King. The second one is called The Iron Daughter. What really made me want to buy these books, I saw them sitting on the shelf, and I had picked up all the other books I wanted, and I was checking out, and the girl told me I still had however much money left over on my store account. And I kept looking at these books on the shelf, and you could see them from the checkout, but I had looked at them earlier while I was browsing, and I just liked them because of the colors and the way they set together. So when she told me I had that extra, I just walked over, grabbed them like this, and took them to the register, and she was like, okay. But anyway, and I had no idea what they were about. So Iron King is the first one, The Iron Daughter is the second one, and The Iron Queen is the third one. And there's a fourth one in the series that I think is soon to be released, or it was just released, and it is called The Iron Knight. So I am looking forward to reading those. I heard they were really good. And then I got these at my used bookstore as well. These are a series called The Wolves of Mercy Falls series by Maggie Steve Fader. This one is called Shiver. It's the first one in the series. I read this one. I started it last week, and I just finished it today, and it's not that big of a book, so, but I don't know, it was good. I would recommend it. I thought it was really good. It's very much a, see, I don't know what the word dystopian to me means set in a futuristic time period, and I don't think this is set in a futuristic time period. I think this is more of like a fantasy book. It's about werewolves, and humans, but it's not focused. To me, it was very lightly, a light dash of werewolves, even though that's what the book revolved around. It was more of a love story to me. So if you're into romance, love stories, this is a good book. It almost reminded me of The Time Traveler's Wife in a way, because of the changing from human to werewolf, from werewolf to human. The book is written, and I love the text is blue. I don't know if you can see that, but the chapters, there's a ton of chapters in here. There's like a chapter every other page is a new chapter, literally. Like here on page 176 is a chapter, and then on 182 is a chapter. So there's like, the chapters are, anyway, there's a ton of chapters, but the chapters have a degree, because Sam, who is the wolf in the book, the love interest, the boy, changes depending on temperature. When it gets cold, he changes. When he's warm, he can stay human. There's more to it than that, but that is a basic synopsis. And it's a love story between Grace, who is human, and Sam, who is a werewolf. And it was good. It was a little slow for me, I think, but I would recommend it to anyone who is into a love story. It wasn't very overly teeny boppery or anything. It was just a good love story. And then Linger is the second book in the series. I have not read this yet. But the first one kind of leaves off on a cliffhanger, so definitely you'll have to read Linger. And there is a third one in the series. I just cannot think of what it is right now. But it's good. And then I got these two books. I got them on barnesandnoble.com. They were very cheap, like $1.99 a piece. And they're, I mean, I don't know how many pages they are. Maybe like 200 pages or so. They're by Elizabeth Scott, which I was recommended at any of her books. I heard she was a really good author. So these were on the bargain list at barnesandnoble.com. Here's some more of her books, which I am going to read this one. I have it on my cart in barnesandnoble.com. I heard it is amazing. It's called The Living Dead Girl. But I got The Unwritten Rule and Something Maybe. I think they're just two little romance, love chicklet maybe. I don't know what you would call it. But I heard they were good. The next book I got is The Host by Stephanie Meyer. I thought about getting this book for a long time, but the size is, it's a huge book. It's big. Like 620 pages. But anyway, I thought about getting this book for a long time. I always thought it was a little more science fiction than I would be into, but I've been told to read it. Don't go in with a preconceived notion, because it is a really good book. So I am going to read it. It's just, the size is a little daunting to me. Yeah, if you've read this, let me know what you think about it. It's been out for a while, and it's the author who wrote the Twilight series, which was amazing, we all know. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to make a part 2, because this video is just going to be way too long if I continue. So I'll see you in part 2.